UFC Salt Lake, yes, UFC Salt Lake City is just around the corner. It's only a couple sleeps away. Hey, I thought I would at least talk about, at least overview real quick, these championship fights, okay? The women's bantamweight strap, Julianna Pena versus the champion Raquel Pennington, and the men's light heavyweight strap, matchup between Alex Poatan Pereira and Khalil Roundtree. Let's go with the men first. Roundtree versus Poatan. Okay. First of all, real quick, here's the only question that I have. Is Alex Pereira, is he finally starting to, has he already made his ascent? Is he starting to go downhill? Is Alex Pereira starting to go downhill? And here's the thing with fighters. You don't necessarily see this slow progression with fighters that end up, that are on the downside of their careers. Sometimes it's just a rude awakening. Like getting knocked out by Khalil Roundtree. I would contend that if Roundtree knocked out Pereira, then a bunch of, well shoot, Poatan's on the wrong side of 37. Did y'all know that Poatan's 37 years old? It's okay for a light heavyweight and a heavyweight, okay? However, that's no spring chicken when we're athletically, unfortunately, right? 37 is, you are now going past your prime. Now, can Khalil Roundtree, can he finish Alex Pereira, and how? In my opinion, of course he can. Khalil Roundtree has power upon power. But will he be able to deliver that power? What about his delivery system, right? That's where I don't think it's going to happen, okay? So so number one, it is so difficult to call a fight. The fight game, in my opinion, specifically UFC fights, are like the hardest ones to call. So, because anything can happen, it's a freaking fist fight, man. You know what I mean? But to me, the smart money says that Alex Pereira and Khalil Roundtree will stand up. They're both predominantly more or less stand-up fighters. And that Poatan, Alex Pereira, who has a 3-inch or 4-inch height advantage and also 3.5, 4-inch reach advantage, I think that Poatan can get it done. And I think that he TKOs Roundtree. That would be my money. And here's what I'll say. If Johnny Walker, okay, if Johnny Walker can TKO Khalil Roundtree, he did, then it's just tough. I know MMA math is difficult, but I can't in good conscience, put my money or I can't be behind Khalil Roundtree in this fight because, in my opinion, his best victory in like the past 5 fights is Anthony Smith, is Lionheart. It's like, okay, cool, great. It's the one where he was like, had like he was like threatening the death hammer on an already concussed Smith. Yeah, so for my money, I definitely do not bet on UFC fights, but I would say Poatan, Alex Pereira takes it, and I think he finishes Roundtree. I do not think that, I think that there would be a stoppage, 3rd or 4th round TKO for Alex Pereira. Okay, what do we think about the women's UFC bantamweight strap? Raquel Pennington against Julianna Pena. Here's one thing that I'll say. I am not interested in this fight whatsoever. I'm not interested in Raquel Pennington's fighting style. And although Julianna Pena, it seems like she does do a lot of good promotion, she's got a good strangle game, right? She's got a good ground game and she's good at strangling out. But maybe this fight doesn't move me at all. In fact, it almost does the opposite of move me. And I'll continue with this. I will say, though, that if I'm going to pick somebody, because I'm going to pick somebody in this fight, I believe Julianna Pena will win. And this is just, I know y'all are going to be like, what are you talking about? I sometimes go with these little hunches, but I base the hunches on like reality. Here's the reality of the situation. On UFC Embedded, they literally said that Raquel Pennington arrived in Salt Lake City on like Thursday or on like a Wednesday or Thursday. Like, one more time. The champion, the UFC Bantamweight Women's Champion, Raquel Pennington, arrived for a fight at altitude, coming not from altitude, like a day and a half before her fight. That is gross negligence, and in fact, it's like, I don't know if Raquel Pennington wants this. I don't know if she even wants the fight, because how can someone come into a fight at altitude only a few days before the fight? So here's what I'll say. Here's my prediction. I think that Julianna Pena wins this in the 4th round or in the 5th round by submission, and I think so because I think that Raquel Pennington will be gassed by then. I think that Raquel Pennington chose the wrong decision to come to a fight at altitude a day and a half before the said fight, because the body cannot and will not acclimate in that time. And so I don't trust any of Raquel, like say that she's got like a elevation tent that she sleeps in. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Get to the fight venue before. Get to the fight venue and acclimate it in that week before the fight. She hasn't done that. She doesn't like the prosperity of preparing at altitude. Therefore, I think that Julianna Pena is going to win this. I'm going to go out there and say this. I believe that Julianna Pena wants this fight more. I think that one woman wants to win this fight more than the other, and I believe that that is Julianna Pena, and that she wants to win the fight more than Raquel Pennington. And I think that we're going to see that on Saturday night. That's what I'm really, because my theory is that Raquel Pennington is going to face a lot of pressure from Pena, and that because Pennington didn't prepare at altitude, the fight's at altitude, seems like she doesn't want it as Pena. I think that Pena is going to wear Pennington down. This fight will somehow go to the ground, and that then Julianna Pena will submit Raquel Pennington. Hey, but who cares what I think? I care. Hey, maybe you care, but I want to know what you think. What do you think? How is the men's light heavyweight? Who's going to win out of that championship fight? Alex Pereira or Khalil Roundtree? Write in the comments below, and also write, I'd love to hear you comment who you think is going to win that women's bantamweight strap, right? Raquel Pennington or the challenger, Julianna Pena. If you disagree with me on either of those, if you think that Pennington or Roundtree are going to win, I would really love to hear from you. So comment below. I'd love to hear that. But until then, hey, thanks for stopping by the station. Of course, I'm C-Train. This is C-Train Station. Till next time, I'll see you later.